Good morning. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. About to pull up to the gym. Vlogging while driving. Don't try this at home or in your car. Oh, but I feel good this morning. And yeah, I feel good this morning. Actually, I feel great this morning. In 4 days, I'm bringing my girls to Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica and Grand Cayman. Actually, we're taking a cruise. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about that because I have a pretty good life. I have a pretty great life, and my goal is to share that with everybody else. Like, I get to wake up every morning and choose what I want to do, and to me that is priceless. It's priceless because it wasn't always that way at all. I started working when I was 15. I remember my first job was cleaning, toilets included. That wasn't very fun. But I did what I had to do until I was around 21. And by that time I had worked at least 20 jobs, from Ross and Winn-Dixie and selling AT&T and Sprint and Adelphia Cable and ADT Alarm Services and Cinnamon Glazed Nuts. Anybody? In the arena for basketball games. Yeah, I remember it all. And it was no fun. And I remember feeling like this cannot be life. Just can't be life. My parents were blue collar workers, and that's all they knew, like, work with your hands, work with your hands. My mom passed away when she was 60. Didn't have a driver's license, didn't have a car, didn't have a house, didn't have life insurance, and she left about 52 cents to us, her kids, which was 10 of us. And I remember wanting more for myself. I didn't know, how I was gonna get it. But I remember I remember vividly the day that I took the first step and I knew that I had to move out of my surroundings. It was Orlando, Florida at the time. And I packed my things in my car one day, and long story short, I drove from Orlando to Los Angeles. Took me 3 days, yes, by myself. Never saw LA before. And I didn't know what was going to happen when I got there. But I knew what would have happened if I stayed in my environment, surrounded by people who did not dream, who didn't have any goals besides just go to school and get a good job. And honestly, I would have rather died than lived 40 more years of my life like that. I was like, this is not life. Life isn't meant to be lived to just get 2 days off out of your own life. And I'm like looking at everybody like, am I the crazy one? But I found a way out. I found a way out the rat race. It's been over 10 years that I haven't had a clock in for anybody. And actually, it's been longer than that now. But the first 6 or so years, it was modeling and acting, and that's why I went to LA for. So I was able to pursue my dream and was successful at it, and worked with a lot of big names over the years: the Jamie Foxxes, the Kanye West, the Jay-Z's, Nelly, Rick Ross, Paris Hilton. Been on Millionaire Matchmaker, on Bravo, but it was still a rat race, It was still, when am I going to get my next paycheck? When am I going to get my next paycheck? And it's not until I wrote my first book, A Gold Digger's Guide, and that's not GOLD, it's GOAL, How to Get What You Want Without Giving It Up. That landed me on Dr. Phil 3 times and changed the course of my life. That was my first form of residual income. And what I mean by residual income, that was the first time I was seeing checks come in the mail every month with more than enough to cover my bills, to the point where I didn't even have to go on castings anymore. I could do what I love, which was traveling the world. And I remember always inviting my girls to come with me, like, hey, want to take a trip to Jamaica, want to take a trip to Paris, we should go to Italy next month. And they were like, girl, I gotta work, they ain't gonna give me that time off. And then I'll try again next year. And my girl still had to work. I'm like, girl, you been at the same job like a year. You told me the same thing last year. And it's at that point where I realized, wow, I'm really on a different track now. And that's when I started researching on residual income, because my mentors, my millionaire mentors and multimillionaire mentors, they don't work. We hang out all day. We take trips. We go to business meetings in different countries, and we play golf, and they don't work. They don't work. So I was like, well, how do they make money? Yep, residual income, investments, and they have businesses where they have competent people running them. And those are the three ways the successful become successful. So I dedicated my life to teaching these principles that I've learned over the last decade on how to be successful. And it took me a few years to write this last book that I just finished. It wasn't as easy as the first one at all. But I had to be dedicated because I wanted to get everything I've learned to you guys and girls. So it's called Why Are You Not Successful Now? So the 10 main steps to get ahead is what I shared in the book. And I cover a lot, from managing time to prioritizing to finding mentors to setting goals and your vision board and attaching deadlines with those. And it's just a lot full of insightful information. And of course, my story is weaved into it because I've been through a lot. But thank God I made it out and I used it as a foundation. I didn't wallow in all that mess I had to endure. But I'm running my mouth this morning. But I'm on the way to the gym. To knock that out. Then I have a few meetings, and I'm planning my next workshop, my next Design Your Life workshop. So that's what I chose to commit my life to, is to teaching, whether through books or tutorials or blogs like this or my workshops. So in my Design Your Life workshops, I speak about overcoming adversity, about setting goals, about becoming confident and walking in your purpose. I speak about being financially free, and I'm adding how to attract the mates you want into that. You know, y'all want a man, I can help y'all find a man y'all want. Let me stop. No, but seriously, yeah, I dedicated my life to doing my Design Your Life workshops all over the world. So the next one is here in Atlanta, Georgia. My home, when I'm home, here in Atlanta, Georgia, April 5th from 6 to 8:30, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's at a 5-star venue. Tickets are $150 and half off for students. I know how it can be being a student, but when you want to invest in yourself, I try to make it easy for you guys and girls, because I really I respect people who go after it, because I'm a go-getter, you know? When you want it bad enough, you find a way. When you don't, you find excuses. So find yourself to Atlanta, Georgia on April 5th. I'll be there with a team of other speakers. They range from other authors to professors to doctors, just pretty powerful people. Like, nothing will change in your life until you change something. Seriously, like, some people may say 150 is a lot, but how many times have you spent 150 and it hasn't gotten you anywhere? Like, you can actually live the life you want. Have you sat down and thought about that? Like me, the last of 10 children from my mom's side, and being born in Brooklyn at a time when crack and crime was at its highest. So bad that my parents, when they divorced, they had to send me to Jamaica when I was 6. I spent 8 years out there. I went to an all-girl boarding school, and it was kind of rough in Jamaica. Well, it was really rough in Jamaica, but I didn't know how rough it was because I was so young. From cold water, like ice cold water, for 8 years to so I remember it was like 9 of us in our 3-bedroom house, and the roof used to leak a lot. So once we hear that lightning and thunder, we used to run and get the pans and the pots and place them strategically in the parts or the rooms where we know that we have to catch the water. Sometimes the water would go off, and I remember we had a drum pan out back, like a big old pan where we used to catch the rainwater. So when it rained, we could catch the water. So when the water went off, sometimes we didn't have to walk all the way to the river, which we did quite a few times a month. Had to walk down to the river to bring water back. And then I remember the lights used to go out a lot. We used to have to light these kerosene oil lamps. So Jamaica was no walk in the park. Washers and dryers, dishwashers, stuff like that, we did not have. But it really, really, really made me the woman I am today. Like, strong, resilient, like I can really make it. I can really make, something out of nothing. And now I thank my parents for it. Like, when I was younger, I felt like, why did you send me down here? Why am I not with my mom and dad? But now I get it. It was the best thing for me. But that's all I wanted to say. I can't wait to meet y'all. I'm just so excited and so full of passion and knowledge, and I just want to inspire y'all to design your life. It's not gonna happen overnight, but it can happen. It can happen, and I can help you. So you just got to show up. Get the ticket and show up. Love y'all. All right, you can get your tickets on thegoldgroupinc.com. TheGoalgroupinc.com. Can't wait to see y'all.